All right, welcome guys. It's week 3, day 15, and this week is going to be a little bit different. We are actually going to mastermind with the 3 of us and share some of our tips and tricks for the vitals that are important for you to continue to improve and be successful. You know, we spent a lot of time that first week talking about the vitals and talking about how they're important. So this week we're going to focus and give you some of our tips and kind of talk you through how we do it. So today our topic is inviting and checking back. So we're going to share a little bit about how we go about figuring out who we're going to invite, what we do if we do a post and somebody says, hey, I'm interested, tell me more, or, you know, somebody reaches out, or those kind of things. So the important thing to remember though is that inviting is so important because, you know, yes, you may have people that reach out to you. You know, I've been coaching for over a year, and I can list on 1, maybe 2 hands of the amount of people that have actually reached out to me about joining. So a lot of it comes from inviting, and it's one of those things you just have to rip off the Band-Aid and do it. So I'm going to kind of share with you how I go about doing it, and then these 2 ladies are going to take over and talk to you and share some of their tips and stuff. So one of the things that really worked well for me and saved me a lot of time was, it was about 2 or 3 months into coaching, I just sat down and I went through my friends list on Facebook, and I made a list. I just wrote down everybody's name. I said, hey, I just thought, okay, they might be interested. They could use this. They're pretty athletic. I want to work with them, all this kind of thing. So I just went through. I didn't try to think, oh, this person we didn't really talk in high school. She'll think I'm weird. I let go of all of that, and I just wrote down everybody's name. Then I took a calendar, and I wrote down 5 people's name every single day. So then when I sat down to do my invites, I didn't have to think, oh my gosh, who am I going to invite today? Scroll through Facebook, spend 20 minutes trying to figure out who to invite. It was all right there. I didn't have to think about it. The people were there. I didn't have to think. They were just, I was going to invite them. So I started doing that with people that I knew on my friends list, and I got some good traction and some not. And then finally I realized, you know what? How would I feel if I was somebody just sent me a random message without, you know, asking about my life, asking about, you know, adding some value and those kind of things. So then I started, like the day or 2 before I was going to invite them, I started going to their Facebook, commenting on things, liking their posts, and trying to figure out more about what they've been going through. So then when I send that invite, then I can make it personal. I can say, hey, I saw your video of your kid doing whatever yesterday. That was so funny because my daughter did that a couple weeks ago, you know, or whatever. Making it personal, trying to add some value into them. I have done both long and drawn out invites. I've done short invites. The example, if I can pull it up, the example I've been using right now is, hey, I hope you had a great weekend. The weather has been kind of crazy lately. But hey, summer's half over. What do you do? But I know this is kind of random, but I know we talked a while back and it wasn't a great time for my fitness accountability groups, and I wasn't sure if you would still be interested in hearing the details on the next one. No worries if you're not, just let me know either way. So something simple like that, you know, if you can just say, hey, I've started running these fitness accountability groups, not sure if you'd be interested, but I thought I'd reach out just in case you were. Something as simple and as easy as that, and then going from there. So especially a good thing to remember too is after you send that invite, not everybody looks at Messenger and looks at Facebook like we do. As a coach, sometimes we run our business through Facebook, so we're on it constantly, and we're always getting those dings for messages. People don't always respond to that, and that was one thing I struggled with at the beginning. I figured if somebody didn't respond to me, that meant that was a no. That meant they were just ignoring me. But really, it was either they didn't see the message or they forgot to message me back or whatever. So then what I do is after I message them, I actually write them down in a little notebook. And I write down, so like I write down the date for 2 days after I invited them and then 2 days after that. And so I've started checking back with people twice. The first time, it's pretty basic. It's like, hey, just wondering if you saw my previous message. You know, no worries if you're not interested, but just let me know if you want to hear the details on the spot in my next accountability group with motivation and all that kind of stuff. So then if they still don't message me back after 2 days, Then I send them, I try to make it kind of lighthearted, and I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to be a pain in your butt, but I kind of need to know either way. You know, I have people that want this spot, but I asked you first, so let me know. And sometimes people still don't message me back, and that's okay. Other times people will be like, oh, you're not a pain. I just totally forgot to message you back. So whether they're being truthful or not, I don't know, but it makes me feel better, right? So usually after that second check back, most people say, oh yeah, I saw it and I forgot to respond, or, you know, no thanks, or something like that. So every time I get a no thanks, my response is always, hey, no problem. I totally get that now is not a great time. Would you mind if I check back with you in a month or two? I didn't used to do that. I used to just be like, okay, well, let me know if you change your mind. Guess how many people actually responded and let me know they changed their mind? 0, right? But when I said that, hey, can I check back with you in a couple months? Then somebody will say, yeah, hey, that sounds great. Or, you know what, this fall, like September, October might be better. You know, those kind of things. So it took me time. It took me a year to kind of figure this out. So like I said, take what you're hearing from me and from Megan and Abby today and figure out what works for you. For me, time is of the essence. So if I can have it planned out of who I'm going to invite, it makes my life a lot easier. And then for me just to write them down in a notebook and know exactly who I need to follow up with, that's just kind of how I go from there. So after we post this video, I'll make sure to I'll kind of drop us some sample invites in the group for you so you can kind of see how we go about it. Maybe we can screenshot some conversations and give you some tips and that kind of thing. So that's all I got. I'm going to hand it over to Megan.
All right. I just wanted to kind of go with kind of what Kylie said. She hit kind of the organization part of it. I just wanted to explain one of the programs that I use to kind of help me organize my brain. I'm very OCD, so I need to see it in like 3 different spots that it's all organized. So I'm going to actually share my screen here really quick and then just show you what I use to kind of track everybody. Okay, so this is called Streak, and if you just log into, like, if you would just log into Gmail, and then you just pop up your email, so like here's my inbox. On the top right-hand corner right here, it says Streak, and then you just click on it, and you just log in and sign up to it, and then on the left-hand side over here, it shows up under Pipelines, and so this is what my little team is called, Empowering Active Lifestyles, and so I just put that as a title. And then I just went through here and I kind of thought to myself, when I talk to people, what groups or categories can they fall underneath? So obviously when you first, like, I can create a new label if I want to. So if I go over here and add, let's just say new people. And then you just click enter and then they're over here. And then that pops up down here. So then let's say for an example, I'm on Facebook, I'm messaging somebody and, or I just added a new person. So I have no idea if that's a person. So I just added them and then here you can put in just different categories. So like if they responded or just if I want to put just added, haven't talked to yet, you can put notes in there. And then the join date, challenge group, and all that, that's more for like if they would sign up with you. So here's just new people. So I can go on my Facebook and I can add a bunch of people. When they add me back, I can put their name under this list right here. I actually put them in a notebook so I can go back and like cross their name off and know that I added them into a leads or something else. And so like basically what a lead is if I was talking to somebody and they actually responded to me. So you can see like this lady, she has Shakeology already. So then I would be working into seeing how I can help her either with a program or if she is just buying Shakeology by herself, how can I kind of, I guess, get her like set up and get going with something else or, and then just kind of filling in all of this information. And so this is actually how I track people who I talk to. And so I know a lot of times like you're on your phone and you just are messaging people and maybe someone will say, yeah, sure, send me more information. And then they kind of like get lost in the scroll of your like Facebook Messenger. And so here is where you can add new people and then you can add in like, you can even put what you talk to them about. Cause I know sometimes like on Facebook, when you're going to your Messenger, it doesn't always show like the recent conversation you had, but sometimes it does, so it just depends. But this is something that I use to kind of help me organize who I'm talking to and kind of what they said, and then as you get going, as your customers, your challengers, and so on. So I just wanted to show you that. I know it doesn't really have anything to do with messaging, except for the fact that it organizes it, and then you can put in kind of what happened and who said what. And you'll see more about Streak later. But this girl, I wanted to show you about messaging. So she had written on her Facebook page about her thyroid, and I actually have a thyroid disease as well. So I immediately saw it. I've been trying to decide maybe if I wanted to kind of talk to her or see if she would be interested. I know she did Thrive for a little while, so I wasn't quite sure. But I just said, hey, you know what? She posted about her thyroid. I have the same thing. Maybe I can reach out to her and talk to her about it. And so this message was super personal. Hey, I saw your status about your thyroid. I have hypothyroidism. I struggle a lot with it. I found out what works for me. If you'd ever be open to talking more about your thyroid, I'd love to chat. Has nothing to do with Beachbody, nothing to do with a challenge group. So I just messaged her. We just talked about our thyroid and our problems forever. And she brought it up. She talked about, I gained this much and blah, blah, blah. I would love to lose it. And she's actually getting married. And so I got married dealing with my thyroid. And that's just one thing that I always promised myself I would help others. And so we just sat here and we just talked about stuff. She said it was super expensive. She needed help with something else. She needs workouts. She even works out with a personal trainer. And so easily I could have just been like, nope, I'm done. She goes to a personal trainer. She doesn't need me. But I just kept talking to her and just kind of working in the program, what I do, what I've experienced. And then, I don't know, we just kind of bonded. And then she just started asking about the challenge pack. And she's actually one of my challengers. And she's shopping for groceries today, so she's super excited. This was another girl. She just liked my Facebook page, and I have a like page, and she liked it, so I just sent her a message. I just said, hey, thanks for the love on my Facebook page and posts about my healthy and fitness journey. Your support means a lot to me. Were you able to join the 4th this week? We tried to get out there, but the weather didn't hold up. So again, has nothing to do with challenge groups or anything. I kind of put it out there about the fitness aspect of it, but I didn't invite to it. And we were just talking, and she's like, hey, you're super motivational and inspirational. I'd love to start this. And then she put this word, October. So that's one thing. I can go over here to my inbox, go to new people. I can put her name in here, Sophie, and then response or notes, I can put October. So that means to me that don't ever give up on her. Add her to my group. Start liking her stuff, commenting on her stuff. August, September, still talking to her. And then hopefully in October when she's ready. And she mentioned her sister would want to do it with her too. So that's kind of what I do when I message people. If they ever say anything to me, I had a girl that messaged me the other week, and she didn't want to deal with it over the 4th, I guess you could say. And so she actually said, I would love to. Could we talk after the 4th? Absolutely. What did I do? I went over here, added her in here, and I put after the 4th. And sure enough, like the 5th, the 6th, hey, how's it going? How was your weekend? That kind of thing. So when I message people, I just try to act like we're talking on the phone or just like texting back and forth. And one thing that I like when Kylie does is she says, hey, I just wanted to check in. I know it's super random, but that's how you talk to people. Like if I was on the phone with like Abby, I'd be like, hey, how's your day going? Oh, by the way, did you know that so-and-so or something like that? So that's how you talk. So it's okay to message people like that. It's okay to say, hey, I know this is super random, or I just thought about this. One thing that I usually do is, hey, I was going to ask you yesterday, but I totally forgot, or, or something like that. So you just kind of throw it in and try to be more personal, I guess, or kind of bring it up that way. So that is just some organizational pieces, and then just kind of ways to talk to people with messaging. Not everybody is going to message you and say, hey, I'm super interested. So just kind of scrolling through and checking those people and kind of seeing what they say. I did have a girl this morning. one of my challengers posted a picture of her 21-day fix, and she's like, hey, I'm super ready to do this. And one of the girls I, have been talking with for a few months, she commented on that picture and was like, oh, I've been on the fence about this. Let me know what you think. So I messaged her this morning. I'm like, hey, let's jump off the fence together. Like, let's do this. And she is trying her Shakeology this morning. So we'll see what works. But you do have to kind of reach out to people and be more personable with them. So that's all I have.
Okay, so I kind of do like the whole organizing thing kind of in between what Kylie and Megan do. I started off with Streak, and then about like a month or two ago, I kind of went back to pen and paper. So I'm kind of like in between it, and I need to go back and re-update my Streak because I just need to. Anyway, I message, especially when I first started coaching, the message that got people talking, because I know that you want to build relationships, and I've learned over time that you need to do that instead of cold inviting. But those people that I threw into the message like, hey, I just started coaching. Like, I'm not to like my goal weight or anything like that, but I'd love for you to like come along with me on this journey. And, kind of starting the conversation like that, because when some people hear or see that you're a coach right away, it's exciting, and they can, if you know them, they're going to have a conversation with you about it. So knowing that you're not like where you want to be and you're still on a journey, they're going to be excited for you and anything like that. So just for those people that you kind of haven't lost touch with, that might be a good way to start out of a conversation. Anyway, the other invite that I've been using a lot lately that has gotten me some traction is saying that this whole journey has changed my life after I have built that relationship up with them for a few weeks and stuff like that, and commenting on their stuff. But when you throw out that this has helped you like immensely, like not just throwing it in their face that you're a coach, and that you don't want to sell to them and stuff like that. So saying that it has changed your life, that has really helped me in getting a conversation going about health and fitness. So like kind of what Megan was talking about, I had a person, I added her, she went to college with me, and I added her as a friend, and I haven't reached out to her yet and started building a relationship up again. But this morning she actually posted on my wall, which in this day and age, sometimes people don't post on each other's walls hardly ever. So I honestly, when I saw it, I thought it was a spam thing. And then I read what she said. She's like, we weren't really close in college or anything, but your posts that I see every day really bring me joy. And to see that she's seeing what I'm posting, I can go out to her and start talking about what I'm doing. I'm not going to invite her right away because obviously we haven't built that relationship up. But knowing that people are watching and you can invite by just what you're posting is always good to see that other people are watching you. Yeah, that's kind of all I had. So.
All right, so that's what we got for you today on inviting and checking back. And so be sure to post any questions that you have below. We will share some samples and, screenshots and stuff and share that with you. But yeah, so stay tuned for the next episode.